And liftoff.
A satellite that was carried to space aboard the shuttle Discovery 20 years ago is about to fall to Earth, but nobody knows where the debris will hit. NASA is predicting the dead satellite will fall to Earth on September 23rd, give or take a day, and the space agency thinks it will break up into more than 24 pieces during its descent. Scientists say the odds of its hitting someone anywhere on the planet are very remote, about 1 in 3,200. NASA says the only continent that is certain not to get hit by any debris is Antarctica. Brian Thomas, The Associated Press.
Then. Okay, now this article says, dead satellite will fall to Earth by September's end, NASA says. And this is actually from yesterday, September 13th, 2011. And we'll go on, and it reads, it says here, a defunct satellite poised to fall back to Earth will make its death plunge during the last week of September, NASA officials now say. The spacecraft, an old NASA climate probe called the Upper Atmosphere Research Satellite, or the UARS, was decommissioned in 2005 and has been slowly losing altitude since. Soon, the 6.5-ton satellite will make a final uncontrolled plunge through Earth's atmosphere. On Monday, September 12th, a NASA update stated that the satellite is now expected to plummet back to Earth during the last week of September. Previous estimates by NASA and the U.S. military, which is monitoring the hefty space junk, suggested the UARS satellite would fall sometime in late September or early October. Okay, now here's a picture of the thing right here. You can see it. Pretty massive, 6.5 tons. And it goes on to say here, while most of the URS huge bulk will burn up during re-entry, some pieces are expected to survive. NASA insists these will pose little risk to civilians on the ground, although there is a chance debris could impact a populated area. Don't worry about it, but it could impact populated areas. Anyhow, this video simulation of the UARS satellite crash by the analytical firm Analytical Graphics Inc. shows how the satellite orbits Earth. Okay, so we'll check that out in a second. And it says here, NASA officials say there is a 1 in 3,200 chance that a piece of the UARS satellite debris could strike and injure a person on the ground. The most likely scenario is that the satellite falls somewhere over an ocean. Earth is big, the satellite is small. The chance of it hitting a person is very, very small, said Victoria Sampson, the Washington office director of the Secure World Foundation, an organization dedicated to the peaceful use of outer space. While the idea of something coming at you from outer space is unnerving, there are a lot more realistic threats that we should be concerned about. The actual impact to any person is fairly minimal. At this point, NASA cannot confirm the exact trajectory or time of the UARS satellite's plunge, which depend on solar weather, variations in Earth's gravitational field, and the orientation of the satellite. However, as UARS re-entry draws near, NASA should be able to offer more precise predictions. The space agency first announced the spacecraft's impending dive last week. Since then, experts have been able to refine their tracking of the satellite and confirmed its present orbit. As of September 12, 2011, the orbit of UARS was 145 mi by 165 mi, or 235 kilometers by 265 kilometers, NASA officials wrote in a statement. The bus-sized satellite is about 35 feet, 10.7 meters long, and 15 feet, or 4.5 meters wide. And while it's too soon to know where the pieces of UARS will fall, an analysis suggests that they will likely scatter within an area of 500 miles or 800 kilometers in length. And there's a link there. We'll check that out as well. NASA officials have said that should any of the 26 pieces of the UARS satellite that are expected to survive re-entry fall near a populated area, the public should not touch the satellite debris. Instead, local law enforcement should be contacted. Any surviving UARS satellite debris cannot be kept or sold, as they remain property of the U.S. government, NASA officials said. The $750 million UARS spacecraft was launched in 1991 aboard NASA's Space Shuttle Discovery to study ozone and other chemical compounds in Earth's atmosphere. Since that time, international standards and best practices for dealing with the spacecraft's end of life have been put in place. Now they have to save enough fuel to either put the satellite in a graveyard orbit or guide it back into Earth in a controlled manner, Sampson told Space.com. That wasn't actually standard operating procedure back then. For that reason,
okay, it's 5 minutes to 5 in the morning on the 24th of the 9th, 2011. I'm just having a look on the internet. I'm just going to take these off because they look like they're... I'm just looking to see if that satellite has crashed yet. I had a look out the window a moment ago. Didn't see anything, but that's because I live in Stoke and we've got a permanent layer of cloud that the Welsh, I think they've got fans over there and they blow it over to us. They've always hated the English. The Scots do as well. I don't know why. We've always been screwed over by the royal family and the aristocracy who make us go and come. But anyway, this is against the point. I'm trying to find out where that US satellite has come down. And apparently there's robo-legs for stroke patients. I don't know what that's about. Apparently they're going to be turning us into Robocop now. Google denies cooking searches. I thought that was a search engine. Didn't realise they were into cookery. HP replaces its chief executive. This is one of the things that pisses me off about this news website. I'm looking at the BBC News website and stories just disappear. I'm sure they do it just to piss me off. It's gone. I can't see that story anymore. Let's go to World. Middle East peace talks must resume. Well, you know, on 38 now, and Middle East talks have always either been breaking down or resuming, and I don't think they're going to get there. We may as well just give up on that one. Let's just give them lots of guns and let them shoot it out. Funnily enough, Turkey seizes a Syrian arms ship. Well, maybe they can have a punch up later. Pope meets German abuse victims. The Pope. Don't get me started. Satellite return expected later. Here we go. It looks like it's going to be late. US officials now say the fall to Earth of NASA's 6-ton UARS satellite could occur early on Saturday. The UK team, well, that's reassuring. Better than those. Studying the trajectory, say the most likely time for entry could be after 2300 on Friday, that was last night, and as late as 0300. Where is it then? It's not turned up. 500 kilograms could survive to the surface. It could be sat in my garden now, steaming, and I wouldn't know. So it looks like it's late. NASA's warned members of the public not to touch any pieces of the spacecraft, urging them to contact local law enforcement authorities. Quote, I've seen some things that have re-entered and they tend to have sharp edges. There's a little concern they might hurt themselves if they tried to pick them up. That's the real reason. Under the terms of the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, there's an Outer Space Treaty. Is that like any other treaty that we can just fucking ignore? And the US government retains ownership of the debris and it could, if so wished, seek to take possession of any items found on the ground. I didn't sign that treaty, so you can fuck off. If I find a nice little lump of satellite out there, it's going on my mantelpiece and up yours. I'm not telling any law enforcement. How'd you like that? Something called international responsibility, blah 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 blah, internationally liable, blah blah blah, law firm, blah blah blah. So apparently it hasn't landed yet. Ooh, look. His antenna and fuel tank batteries. Ooh, I bet they'll go up nice. Instrument module. Of course, nothing important will probably make it. Can you dodge a falling satellite? I suppose that depends how fast it's going, doesn't it? And if you see it, for one, as I'm sat inside it currently, it's going to be very difficult to dodge something that I can't see. Anyway, this satellite apparently is expected later, so I suppose we might get an update on that tomorrow. Obviously everybody at the BBC 24-hour website are asleep. Last updated at 15:59. You'd think they'd update the satellite falling a little bit more frequently, so that if it was suddenly reported that it was going to land, I don't know, say in Stoke-on-Trent in England, I'd have a bit of warning to give it, so I could duck and cover. But no, I don't care. That's about it. Ooh, another exciting story. MI5 kept kettles for steaming open envelopes. You see, we've got the best service. Nothing can compare to our intelligence service. The CIA eat your heart out. We've got kettles. Well, that's it for